Hello, my name is Simon Adams of Moonstar Board Games. In this series, I like to talk about board games and tabletop games, which I really, really love. I don't like to have things in my eye just as I start recording. Um, yeah, I like to talk about board games and tabletop games, which I really, really love, and explain why, and hopefully encourage you to give the game a look yourself and uh, hopefully purchase it and support an independent publisher. Now, let me be clear: these are not instructionals. This is not how to play these games. Instead, this is just me talking aloud. I might cover in a high level detail what you're doing in the game, but mostly I'm just trying. I'm just for my own sake, as much as for anyone else's. In truth, I'm just reminiscing and remembering and enjoying these experiences I've had with these games. So, today we are going to talk about Destinies. I have Destinies. I actually should have taken it out. I normally take the game out and show that I have everything. I have Destinies. I have uh, the team-based expansion. I have the Sands of Time. I think it is. I haven't played the Sands of Time expansion yet. Um, I also haven't played Witchwood. Witchwood is the new version of the game. Right now, I've played solely the base game and have gone through that. Okay, so I haven't played Witchwood, but I have Bound by Fate, I have Sea of Sand, and I have Myth and Folklore. Those are the three expansions I have. So basically, um, the uh, the first kind of tranche of Destinies that came out. They've since come out with Witchwood, Destiny's Witchwood, and Destiny's Witchwood All That Glitter Scenario Pack. I haven't played those, so this is not about those games at all. This is just about the original Destinies. Destinies is an adventure game. It's a card tile based adventure game and app based game in which you will be competing against up to two other players to finish your quest for your character within the scenario that you are playing. So, very different from other games of a similar ilk where you have a tile based map that you are gradually unlocking and opening, and you're moving around with your miniature and you're interacting with characters who are giving you things to do and quests to do so that you can achieve the goal of your character. Normally, those games are cooperative. Now, you can, I believe, play Destiny's cooperative, or you can certainly play it one player. I just don't know why you ever would. Um, okay, so Myth and Folklore adds three new scenarios. The Big Gargoyle, that's right. New map tiles, Destiny cards, and item cards. That's right. Yeah. Um, I think you can play it cooperative, or certainly you can play it one player. But I think that the game is best at free for my taste. I think the game is best at free. I know that the BGG says it's best at two, but I think when you play it with three people, you see more of what the scenario has to say, and as a result, you get more of an experience. I will say that Destinies does feel like a one and done kind of game. I played through the base game campaign two times now. I'm not going to spoil anything about it, except to say that the first scenario specifically and especially is not balanced. One of the storylines is just simply easier than the others, which is kind of a feel bad for some people. But the last time I played it with two people who had never played it before. One of whom was young and kind of new to board games, and they just enjoyed the ride because Destinies is a ride. You have a map, and you have tiny little meeples, and it feels epic without taking all of the hours of a day to play a game. You're using a map and you're interacting with people, and you have a very, very interesting leveling up system in which you are moving pips to define the chance or likelihood of a success of your dice rolls rather than like just a simple dice system. You just add more dice or something like that. You have more of a tactical interest in how your character is leveling up, and while still having the randomness of dice, you can develop the probabilistic nature of how those dice will affect your game to your suiting. Whether you want to have a wide range, so many things will come up for you, or maybe you want to really focus in. Like there's just it's a very very interesting system. I've enjoyed it a lot. The story in the base set is it's okay. Okay, like for me, it's okay. Like I raised this game in this series because the people I've played it with have loved the story, um, but it's kind of Tated Grail, right? A little bit more family friendly, but it's grim dark, kind of set in a medieval setting. Does have religious elements, so be aware of that. Um, in which you are a a lower person, right? You're one of the peons or the plebs, and you're exploring and adventuring. So a very common theme, a little too common for me, but for me, the competitive nature of the game, alongside the app and the mechanisms which kind of manage the game for you, and the mechanisms which are really interesting and really fresh, make the experience overall very, very positive. Um, I will never paint those fucking minis ever. But the game is good enough that it's made me think about it a couple of times. It's made me think about it a couple of times where I've been like, ah, fuck, man, maybe I should get the old binoculars out. I mean, they're tiny. I mean, use a magnifying glass for sure, but they're teeny tiny miniatures. I painted miniatures as small as them before for the Seventh Continent, but I just can't. I can't do it for Destinies. There's so many. There's so many little minis, which raises an interesting point. Because the minis are so small, they can start to just become little grey blobs on the table. I think that the game would have been better served by little standees than with miniatures, but it does have miniatures, and it's a really well priced game. Let's see. So it's by Lucky Duck Games, um, designed by Michael Golubowski. My apologies, um, Michał, and Philip Milonsky. So designed by these guys, and it's super reasonably priced. Yeah, you can pick this up for like $35 for the base game on Amazon delivered, and you are getting a really great multi game campaign. You can play each game individually, right? You can play each scenario kind of individually, but you don't. I think it's better played as a campaign. So just appreciate that once you've played through the campaign, you've kind of seen the campaign, and you'll need an expansion in order to continue to get the value of the experience. For me, it doesn't really bother me because I have a lot of these kinds of games, and so when I finish them, I just put them aside, and I know that in like 4 years I'll be able to pick them up again, and I'll be able to play them again and have a very have an experience similar to the first time where I won't remember things. You know, Destinies came out in 2021. Last time I played Destinies was this year, I think in June. I think was the last time I played through it. So quite fresh from my mind. I won't be playing it for a little while. But I do have, like I say, I do have the expansions which I can play. I can play Sea of Sand. I can play Myth and Folklore. I do have Bound by Fate, which I think is the team variant where you can play 2-on-2. Yeah, 2-on-2. I don't know about that. I'd like to try it. Certainly like to try it with friends. But it the thing about Destinies is it's also there's very few games which are good at 3 players and are designed like, which is what we're here to do. We're here to do 3 players. There's very few games like that that can do this kind of an adventure game in like 90 minutes that are as light as this. And so I feel like if you've got 4 players, play a different game. You know, if you have 3 players, play Destinies, because there aren't many other great 3 player games. But if you have 3 players, play Destinies. You'll love it. I really do think you'll love it. Um, it's a very, very, very good game. Very, very interesting system. Very interesting way to level up your character. Um, app based. But even like some like because it's app based, the story as you're in the game develops very similar to another Lucky Duck Games game that I've spoken about on this channel, which is Chronicles of Crime. So as you're going through the scenario, the app is kind of allowing the world to be dynamic. Things are happening in the world as you're exploring. It's not static. It's a constantly evolving and changing world that you are exploring and walking around, and you're doing that with other people. And you are, as a result of it being competitive, you are interested in what the other person is doing. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing over there? You know what I mean? Who are they talking to? And if they're talking to someone, like, oh, are they? Is that going to help me? You know, like all these little things. It's a very, very, very good game. I really, really like Destinies. I kind of want to play it. Can I play it on Sunday? Doing like, one of the reasons why I really like doing this series is it just reminds me how much I like the games that I'm talking about, and how it gives me kind of, I run a board game company, so all I do is think about board games. But the business of board games is not fun. Or just be straight up here. Playing board games is fun, and doing this series reminds me that I really love playing board games. My name is Simon Adams. This has been my day's video on Destinies, which I hope I play on Sunday very, very much. I'll play something. We have a Warhammer 40k group on Sunday, but I hope that I will be able to grab some people and play Destinies or Ether Fields with Ethan. We'll see. All right, catch you later, guys. Take care.